Hello, everybody. Peace and blessings, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Blessings to you on this recording on this day of May 30th, 2025. That's when I'm recording. I don't know when this video is going to be posted, but I'm recording on a Sunday morning, an early Sunday morning. It is wet outside. It is wet outside, and I'm sitting by my desk in my room, which I call Serenity Room. But for the benefit of my family, for less syllables sake, I will call it the Zenden for short, for the kids, for the family, in case I want to tell them what room I'm going to be in, or ask them to go grab something for me in that room. I would say, could you go grab something from the Zenden or the ZD, just for short. But for me, in my heart, this room is what I call my serenity room. And this room is a blessing. This room is a wish and a dream that I had for many, many years. To be honest, in this season of my life, I see myself closer to dreams that I've had when I was younger, that I've had for so long. I am not at my final destination, but I am receiving blessings and glimpse of pieces of dreams, that I've always had. I've always, we grew up hearing about the man cave. I don't know what that's about. The men had to have a man cave, and in their man cave, we got all their manly stuff. Well, my husband has no interest in a man cave, thank goodness. But I very much had interest in a woman cave, which I will not call a woman cave. I had very much interest of having my own room and my own space to create and meditate and absorb information and process information and write and decorate how I want and make it my own and my own space. So when we first moved to this house, at first we were kind of thinking that this would be one of the kids' rooms, one of the boys' rooms, because we have 5 children. So we were thinking that it was possible that, the 2 older kids would have their own rooms, and then the last 3 boys would be in a room by themselves, would be in their own room. So we were thinking that this room would be one of the children's rooms. Now, when I first moved to this house, it was not prepared for somebody new to move into. It happened quickly. It was unplanned, unexpected. It was unexpected by the owner. It just happened that way. So the house was a mess. And honestly, my husband and I, we wanted to move here so quickly, and so we did not want to wait until the owner of this house got things sorted. We wanted to get in as soon as possible because it was just before Christmas, and we wanted a place to call home. We were in between homes. We were staying at a friend, and that's a whole story, for a whole different story all by itself. But when we moved here, every single room was just full of stuff and a mess. And that included this room as well. This room was full of stuff. And what I gathered when I first moved to this house, as messy as it was, it kind of looked like a hoarder's house. As messy as it was in every single room, I already could visualize of our future here. I already could see ourselves here. I saw past the mess. I saw past the amount of work it would take to make it our home, and it did really take many, many months. The amount of work we filled up, like about 3 or 4, I can't remember now, but about 3 or 4 dumpsters, like huge, the biggest size dumpster of stuff because this house had so much stuff in it, so much stuff that was just hoarded and kept and collected, and just it just build up. It was a buildup of stuff, and the house was like dusty and messy, and it was a lot. It was a lot. But when I came into this room, I felt the feminine energy in this room immediately, because this room I could tell was the sewing room, and this was the room of a mother and a woman, a mother, someone who sewed. So it had a lot of feminine energy in it. It was I could see what it was. I felt what it was. I felt the energy of the person that lived here. And honestly, I didn't know anything about her, but I felt her spirit, you know. And I felt her spirit for a while until I started to make this place my own, this room my own, and now I feel only my spirit here. I feel my energy. Her energy has kind of like subsided and moved on, but I felt her energy, and I was like, this is not a boy's room. This is my room. I knew in my spirit that this was my room, that this was my serenity room, that this was my writing space and my creating space and my yoga space and my meditation space and my video recording space. And I am so incredibly grateful for this room. I'm so incredibly grateful for this room. So, as I said, I'm recording on March 30th, 2025. And this is another what I would call good vibes mostly video. I can't say good vibes only, because there's always going to be an awareness of the bad stuff that is taking place outside of my world, outside of my bubble of protection. And right here are my favorite tarot cards from my only tarot deck. And right now I'm looking at them only as a enjoyment of the image capacity, although I do intend to learn more about tarot, just for knowledge sake. I do intend to learn more about tarot. I do intend to find out what Seven of Wands really mean. Well, you know, and I do intend to learn a lot more about tarot. But this is where I'm at. This is me. This is me right here. This is where I'm at. And my energy, this is where my energy lies, even as I have an awareness of all the evil, horrible, cruel, dark energy, force, attempting to take control of the planet and humanity, and, you know, destroy our world and destroy humanity for some reason. I don't know why. And I just was introduced to this card as well from this deck, the Hermit card. Also, again, same spirit, same energy. This is where I'm at, you know, in that kind of like season of separation. Even though I am in this world, I am not of this world. You know, and that's a Bible thing. But honestly, it feels like I'm here, but I'm not. You know, but I do have an awareness of the stuff that is going on, and I do feel, and I do wish that we didn't have to go through these things, and I wish that we weren't up against what we were up against. I wish that we could just take the knowledge that we have learned, that we have gained over the years, generation after generation, that we have come to the point where we are creators and writers, and we produce and we create information, we put stuff out, you know. And because of that, a lot of us have learned from one another. I have had a conversation with my mom recently, and from listening to my mom, I started to realize that my mom is learning from me. And from listening to myself, I'm learning from my mom, and we are learning from each other. But not only are we learning from each other, but we're learning from other creators and sharers that put their knowledge, their understanding, their stories, their perspective out on social media, on the internet, which I think the internet is an absolute gift to the world. It's a blessing and a curse depending on the hands that is in and who is in control and how we use this gift. But it's a gift. It is a gift and a helper, and it could really it could have, and it still can really help humanity heal, humans heal, and the planet heal. And it could really bring forth healing and discovery and exchange knowledge and ideas, and it could bring a lot of positive change to the world, and it has. But it also has also created an opportunity for dark forces to use it as a tool and a weapon of destruction, of mass destruction and genocide and murder and pain and suffering. And here I am, trying to hold on to my light, hold on to my dreams, hold on to the life that I dream for myself, and make the world a better place. And this video is just kind of like a show and tell video. I'm pointing at a lot of my favorite things that I put on my desk. I have them in different locations in my room, but right now I put them on my desk so that you would just be able to look at the things that I enjoy looking at. I have started to collect these things. These are pyramids that people do. One of these days I plan to do a write-up on where I get some of the stuff that I purchase, you know, where they come from. I plan on putting it on my blog because, I don't just plan on putting it public where I get the things that I get, but I plan on putting it on my blog where I get some of my cool stuff. Where does it come from? Anyway, I've thought of what I was going to call them because, there's pyramids, and people create them and they put energy stones inside of them, different crystals and different energy stones inside of them, and then little things, like lotus, like the lotus flower, something that represents the lotus flower, or here this is a tree, made out of copper. I believe that's copper and little crystals, and different stones and different things that they put inside, right? And I think it's absolutely so beautiful. I love them so much. And I've collected 7 so far, and I got 2 more coming. And I look at them and I associate a thought to each one. Has a representation for me. So I've decided I'm gonna call them visualization pyramids. And when I look at them, there's a word or thought or energy that goes to, I attach to it. So for instance, with the chakras, this one with the chakras, I think of balance, and balancing your chakras. And as I've said in videos before, I am still learning about that, but I'm learning about so many things. So everything that I'm saying that I'm learning about it slowly, because I'm learning about so many different things all at once. And each day I just choose how am I gonna learn today. So some days I read, some days I read Substack, some days I read books, some days I watch videos. Different days, different forms of learning, different topics I will be learning. So I'm listening to a lot of audiobooks at once. I am reading different books at once. I read Substats sometimes. I wish I could read Substats every day, because a lot of the titles of people's Substats are so damn interesting. And, I pursue knowledge in different ways, different days. I try my best, but there's a lot of people putting information out and creating, and I would love to. I would love to just spend my days just taking in a lot of it, but I also have to spend my day taking care of my home as a home managing mom, and I have to teach my children as a homeschooling mom. And I also have to work on myself. I work on my own personal efforts and growth and development. So I have to balance my days and choose to use my time wisely and as best as possible. So with this one, I associate abundance. Abundance. That's what I think of when I think of this one. I think I feel like I skipped this one. Okay. This one is the yin and yang symbol. And again, same energy, balance, the balance between the darkness and the light, because darkness is just as important as light. In the darkness we rest, in the darkness we close our eyes and we shut down, and we rest and we rejuvenate. So dark and light energy are both important, but they have to be in balance. They have to be in balance. So yeah, I really have a great appreciation for the yin yang symbol. But again, that is something that I would love to learn more about and research more about as well. Again, learning takes time, especially when you have to live while learning. So far I've said I want to learn more about tarot. I want to learn more about the yin yang symbol. I want to learn more about the chakras. So I got a lot of learning and work to do, and this is why the channel is called Letitia Learns Life, because it is a channel about a millennial mom who is at the moment 42 years old, going to be 43 in summer. A millennial mom of 5 children, immigrant, currently living in the U.S., but have a desire to someday see more of the world than where I am right now. It is a channel about me learning about the things that I desire to learn about, which I desire to learn about as many things as I possibly can while I'm alive. So it's about learning about living and life and how life works, but how life works not as people say how life works, but how life works for me as a light worker, an infj empath, which is a MBTI, a Myers-Briggs type indicator, personality type. And INFJ is an introvert, intuitive, an introverted, intuitive, feeling, judging personality. INFJ empath, feeling, judging personality, and it's a rare personality type. And it is the ability to kind of balance the sentimental and the emotional with the sensitive with the logical, so I'm able to manage my empathy and my emotions in a very in a very balanced way. I feel things, and I absorb things, and I do feel for other people, but at the same time I'm able to manage and manage those feelings with logic and an understanding of certain things, and I'm able to look at things from a bigger picture perspective and put things together and piece things together as a puzzle. I'm also very, very good at understanding what creates harmony among people, harmony in people and among people, and just harmony in the environment. So I take my personality type and my understanding and my intuition, my ability to sense and feel what the words unsaid, but the emotions and the feelings and the energy that comes from people. That's why I also say I'm an energy reader. The energy that comes from people or things, and be able to create harmony, to figure out the best way to create harmonic energy and have things work in balance and harmony, and the world needs more of those kind of people, because right now we are out of whack and out of harmony, and the world needs more of those kind of people to step up and help, be a helper, and create that harmony and that energy and that balance. But the thing is that I am here I am learning while I'm doing. I'm not a veteran at anything. I am in a season of learning. So what I do is I learn and I share as I learn. I share as I learn and I understand. And that is, again, why the channel is called Letitia Learns Life. And it is not about being current, in any sense of I got to get this information out to y'all today or else kind of spirit, because I realize that that's not working for me. There's this video that I recently watched from Ethical Psychic. Her name is Jennifer Lisa Vest, and she was talking about your life purpose, and she was using a story because she's a storyteller. So she was using a story as an example of it, and she was talking about the turtles in the story. And I identified with the turtles. The turtles were trying to get to the meetings to solve the problem that they were having, the challenges with a hunter that they were having. But the turtle never got to the meeting on time, as hard as the turtle tried, because the turtle was just not fast enough and couldn't get to the meeting on time, the turtles. But they wanted to help. And, that story ended with the animals realizing the importance of the turtles' efforts, and trying to meet them where they were, one, but also giving the turtles an assignment. And I identify as the turtle in that story. I identify as that is my assignment as well. And, so if you're interested in what that story is all about, check out the video. It's from Jennifer Lisa Vest, Ethical Psychic. And it is, I forget the exact title of it, but I probably will put it down on this video. But it's something to do with your life purpose, finding your life purpose. And that story is what I'm referring to when I say I identify as a turtle in that story. So like I said, this video that I'm recording on March 30th, 2025 may come out sometime in the first week of April. It might come out next Friday, in the first week of April. I will be probably spending the first week of April still posting videos that are left over that I recorded at the end of March. I at this moment, I find myself not being able to keep up with the times. So let me just continue. And this year is Kamala Harris to me. This year is the tree of life, and this is creativity. This year's creativity. And like I said, I will be recording a video where I'll be sharing the other two that is set to arrive sometime soon. So I am going to go have some breakfast on this Sunday morning, and then I will come back and finish this recording where I will share the actual meat of this video, what I actually wanted to record when doing this video. What I wanted to record this morning, but I'm gonna go have a good Sunday breakfast with my family, and I hope that whenever this video is posted, it meets you well and in good spirits, and that you enjoy watching it. Be right back.